Have you ever wondered if there's a way to manage high blood pressure that doesn't involve a trip to the pharmacy? Well, today we're diving into a source that claims you can do exactly that. We're talking about a simple, powerful breathing routine that takes just 15 minutes a day. So let's get right to it. The promise here is pretty bold. A set of breathing exercises, or pranayamas, that can actually cause a measurable drop in your blood pressure, and all in the time it takes to check your morning email. Now, I know what you're thinking. It sounds a little too good to be true, right? So let's break down exactly how this is supposed to work. All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at that powerful claim itself. Then we'll get into the simple science behind it. After that, we are going to walk through 3 specific breathing techniques step by step. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a complete routine that you can literally start using today. Okay, let's start with that big promise. What does the source actually claim is going to happen if you do this routine? Because it's not some vague, you'll feel better kind of thing. It's a very specific and, more importantly, a very testable outcome. And this is what's so fascinating. The source doesn't just make a claim, it throws down a challenge. It literally says, sit down with a blood pressure machine, do the 15-minute routine, and then measure it again. The result it predicts? A pretty significant drop of 20 to 30 points. It's basically an open invitation to test it for yourself. Now, before we get into the how-to, it really helps to understand the basic principle here. According to the source, this isn't just about random deep breathing. It's a very targeted method for balancing your body's internal systems. And the concept behind it is called swar science. The core idea is that our 2 nostrils aren't just identical holes for air. Nope, they actually act like regulators for the body's energy. And by consciously controlling our breath through them, we can bring our entire system back into a state of balance. So here's how it breaks down, and it's pretty simple. Think of your right nostril, or the Surya swar, as your body's accelerator. It's connected to heat and energy. On the flip side, your left nostril, the Chandra swar, is like your body's brake pedal. It's linked to coolness and calm. So from this viewpoint, high blood pressure is just a sign that your foot is stuck on the accelerator. The whole point of these exercises is to bring those 2 forces back into harmony. So how do we actually create that balance? Well, our first technique is called Anulom Vilom, which you might know as alternate nostril breathing. And as the name suggests, its entire purpose is to harmonize those 2 opposing forces we just talked about. Okay, the key here is a nice, steady, gentle rhythm. First, you're going to sit comfortably with your spine straight. Use your right thumb to gently close your right nostril and take a slow breath in through your left nostril. Now, close the left nostril with your ring finger and slowly exhale through the right. Then you inhale through that same right nostril, close it, and exhale back out through the left. That's 1 full cycle. The goal is just to continue this smooth, alternating flow for about 5 to 10 minutes. So once your body's energy is a little more balanced, the next step is to deal with the tension in your mind. This second exercise, called a Brahmari, or the humming bee breath, is designed specifically to calm your brain cells. Now, the setup for this one is a bit different. You'll rest your index fingers right above your eyebrows and let your other fingers rest gently on your face. Then you use your thumbs to close your ears. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you create a low, continuous humming sound, just like a bee. You want to try to make that hum as long and steady as possible. You'll repeat this about 5 to 10 times. Now, listen up, because this part is really important. The source emphasizes this. After you finish your last hum, don't just jump up and move on. Keep your eyes closed, lower your hands, and just sit there in silence for a minute or 2. The whole idea is to feel the vibrations that are left over in your head. This is what helps soothe the mind and really deepens that calming effect. And that brings us to the final technique in the sequence, Ujjayi Pranayama. So we've balanced the body and calmed the mind. This last practice is all about creating a deep sense of internal harmony using sound vibration. So for this one, you'll sit up straight with your hands in a prayer position, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you chant the sound Om. Now, the source is specific here. You want to make the O sound long and full, and then end with a shorter sound. As you do it, really try to focus your attention on the vibration it creates inside you. You'll continue this for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, we've covered the 3 core techniques. Now, let's put it all together. This is the single, effective routine that fulfills that 15-minute promise. This is your practical takeaway, the whole shebang. So here it is, the complete routine. You start with 5 to 10 minutes of Anulom Vilom, the alternate nostril breathing, to create balance. Right after that, you move into 5 to 10 repetitions of the Brahmari humming breath to calm your mind. And please don't forget that crucial minute of silence afterward. You finish the whole thing off with 5 to 10 minutes of Udgith, the Om chanting, to create that feeling of internal harmony. Now, to really get the best results, the source gives a few final tips. First, keeping a straight back and neck is absolutely essential. For the first exercise, Anulom Vilom, your breath should be slow and totally silent. The sequence is also really important. Always do the balancer, then the calmer, then the harmonizer. And of course, like with anything, consistency is what's going to make all the difference. So we end up right back where we started, with a challenge. The source is confident that this isn't just some abstract theory. It's a practical tool. And the invitation is right there for you to put it to the test, to actually do the routine and see the results on your very own blood pressure monitor. And that's really the final thought, isn't it? Beyond the numbers on a screen, this whole routine is about carving out 15 minutes for yourself, for balance, for calm. So maybe the real question isn't just whether it can lower your blood pressure, but what else that dedicated moment of peace could bring to the rest of your life.